Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, I'm gonna try the Kavaros deck again, but this time on to the Bringer of the Last Gift. So this is the Sultai Reanimator combo deck that uses Kavaro to copy Bringer of the Last Gift, and when we do, when it enters, because we cast the Kavaros, we're going to basically living end everything, right? Every player sacrifice all creature, then they bring back every other creature from their graveyard back into play. And this whole deck is all about milling everything we have into the graveyard, bring them all back in one turn. And you might think, well, that's good and all, right? But your creatures don't have haste, bring them back in one turn. How do you win? Well, we got Mr. Vein Ripper here. So what Vein Ripper does is, it's a 6/5 flyer that says, Flying Ward, sack a creature. If our opponent wants to target our Vein Ripper, they will have to sack a creature. And whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So if one Vein Ripper is out, every creature gains us 2 life. Every death gains us 2 life. 2 Vein Ripper, every creature dying gains us 4 life. 3 Vein Rippers, every creature dying gains us 6 life. So you can imagine, it stacks pretty quickly, and if we can kill 3 or 4 creatures on board with 2 or 3 Vein Rippers out, we just win the game straight up. Well, how do we do that, right? We do bring a lot of creatures back in one turn, but if we're able to bring Harvester Misery back, multiple of them, all creature gets -2/-2 for each Harvesters that come in, including ours, which is fine. We wipe the whole board that way, and because all the Vein Ripper triggers, they will still die. So that's the whole idea of the combo. In order for this combo to work, of course, we gotta have a lot of mill cards. So we got things like Town Greeter, Overlord of the Balemurk, Wail of the Forgotten, Wail of the Forgotten, these are all mill cards. We also have Steamcore Scholar, which is a discard, so draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature with flying, or instant sorcery, most likely creature with flying. Steamcore Scholar is also, just to get rid of some of the cards that we don't want in our hand. And we also have Awaken the Undead. Awaken the Undead is actually an insanely good card for this deck, because we can, on the Chapter 1, destroy something, Chapter 2, mill 3 cards that we want, and Chapter 3, bring back like a Kavaros that we really want to kind of trigger sort of the combo. Right, so this is a very good card, and that's the whole reason why we want Sultai in this deck. That's why it's not just Dimir. And that's the whole idea of the deck. So first, let's talk about the deck list, right? We got turn 2, or turn 1, we got nothing. So tap land, nothing else. Just play a land and say go. Turn 2, we have 4 Town Greeters, which is definitely what we want to play on turn 2 to mill. But that's not the only thing. We also have 4 Overlord of the Balemurk to help us mill more cards. So don't let the curve fool you. This deck is full of 2-drops. We also have 4 Harvester Misery. So if we gotta fight like a Landwar Elf or something that we gotta kill early game, we have Harvester to do that. So these, it might not look like it, but we got 12 on-tempo 2-drops. That's very important. But we also have Wail of the Forgotten and Bitter Triumph as interaction plays. We'll talk about those later. So that's our main tempo turn 2. Tempo turn 3, we have 4 Steamcore Scholar and 4 Awaken the Undead. So nothing else, if nothing is on board, we Steamcore Scholar just to draw a bunch of cards and discard, or draw 2 cards and discard a card. And discard the cards we don't want in our hand that we want to reanimate. And then if there's something on board, we gotta pop Awaken the Undead. We'll pop those. So that's our turn 1, turn 2 tempo play. Turn 3, we got Kavaros. Or sorry, turn 4, we got Kavaros. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4 play. Sorry, no 1. There's no turn 1 play. And then we got our interaction spells like 3 Bitter Triumph. We have cards in our hand that we want to discard. Bitter Triumph loses its downside and actually get 2 upsides. We get to destroy a creature or a planeswalker and get rid of a card we don't want in our hand. And then we also have 2 Wail of the Forgotten. So this has Descent 8. We got a lot of permanents in our deck. So usually we'll get Descent 8. Even if we don't, right? We choose one of these. Return a non-land permanent so we can stall a bit. Target opponent discard a card. We never choose this if we only get 1. And then look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 into your hand and 2 into the graveyard. So a targeted mill, which is pretty good. But if we're able to get the set 8, we choose all 3 modes, and that's where it goes crazy. Because we have all these mill abilities, getting to the set 8 is very easy to do, even on turn 3, turn 4. And then we have, of course, the cards that we don't want to play, a 6 mana Vein Ripper and an 8 mana Bringer that we want to cheat in with, Kavaro, bring in Bringer, and then bring in all of our creatures. But that's not the only thing this deck does, because if our opponent's some sort of graveyard hate degeneracy that just targets our deck, that is totally a-okay with us, because we can just hardcast Vein Ripper since we got all these, sort of pseudo ramp and card draw abilities. We'll get to 6 mana, play the Vein Ripper. Most deck that goes too heavy on graveyard hate forget that they still gotta play Magic, so we just slam Vein Ripper and just start hitting them for 6, and eventually they'll run out of life. And they can't really kill Vein Ripper because decks that runs a lot of Graveyard Hate also run a lot of targeted removal. Well, guess what? You can't target him because he has Ward. So that's a very good card in this deck. We can even Kavaros to exile a Vein Ripper, just have a 4-4 Vein Ripper out. 4 mana 4-4 Vein Ripper is still incredibly busted. So yeah, this deck has actually got modes. And then let's talk about the lands. So our lands, we have 23 lands total. We got 4 Swamps, 4 Watery Grave, 4 Breeding Pool for our blue-black and our green, blue-green color. And then we have 4 Blooming, right here, 4, no, in the middle. Come on, it won't let me go in the middle. 4 Blooming Marsh for our green-black Golgari color. And then we have 3 Botanical Sanctum for our green-blue, as well as 4 Starting Town. So, Starting Town obviously gives us any color that we want. We want to have green at some point for the Town Greeter, because that draws us all of the other lands. And most of the deck is black anyway, so we got the proper black colors in Blooming Marsh and Watery Grave and the 4 Swamps. So we will get all the colors that we need for this deck. I don't think we'll ever get color screwed because we really only need 1 green pip, one black pip for the impending or for the discard, and then 1 blue pip for the Steamcore Scholar, for the Awakening on the Dead, and then 1 Kavaros. So we just need 1 pip for each. None of the double pips that normally make multicolored decks hard to play, and that's what makes this deck scary. So let's go into the games and see how well we can do. Alright, our opponent is Kavaros. Uh-oh. Kavaros. Gotta say it in the right way, right? Opponent goes first? Of course they do. Why wouldn't they go first? We have a Town Greeter. So I'll keep this hand with the Town Greeter in mind. But, it's always frustrating. We hit our 3rd land. It's still always frustrating for our opponent to play an opponent goes first kind of game, but here we are. We gotta live through that. Meticulous Archive. They have counter spells too. That's no fun. Do we greet him or do we Overlord the Balemurk? I think we get our Overlord down. Get a Steamcore Scholar back. Maybe that's the card draw we need. They're just gonna hold up counter spells. Of course they do. If they play something, though, then we could interact. It's an artifact deck. Starting Town, Archive, Island. It's probably the Simulacrum deck. Repo Bay. Well, it looks like a Simulacrum deck. I don't think I do that. I think we just go to the Steamcore Scholar route. Discard 2 cards. I'm going to decline, so I can discard 2 cards. Get rid of my Vein Rippers. Rip those veins out. Starting Town. Alright, we're going to get some tap lands in. I think it's going to come after my Overlord the Balemurk. I mean, I can't really Wail him yet. Pretty annoying. Let's see what's. I mean, he can also unite a battle from me and just end the game right here. But let's hope he does. No, he's gonna do that. 4 lands. United Spring Lotus Saw Blade. To hit nothing, just to Simulacrum me. All right. You just want to hit the Simulacrum. That makes sense. You didn't want those cards. Let's get the Town Greeter out there. If we mill 4 cards, our Wail is gonna work. How many cards in my graveyard? 9. I just need 8, right? If there are 8 or more permanent cards. So I don't want it. Let's decline. I have exactly 8. All 3, please. Bounce your Simulacrum. You discard a card. Slow him down a bit. Kavaros. Kavaros. Alright, what can I bring back here? I think I just bring back 2 Vein Rippers. I mean, it's not too bad to bring back 2 Vein Rippers, but it's also not the end of the world for our opponent. So maybe we had to wait a next return to do that. But then they put up their counter spells, and then we have issues. It's hard. If I can get some way to discard cards, that might be what I need. Oh, he's gonna just do that. It's gonna Hardcast Synthesizer instead of Repo Bay into one. Ooh, double Kavaros. It's not great. It kills all of my stuff for no reason. And then if he just... Ah, we still attack first. I also only have 1 in the graveyard, so if that's gone, I won't be able to get it back, right? Oh, I have 2? No, I have 2. Okay. So how would you like to fight this? It's a pretty big board. Second Simulacrum Synthesizer. That's a start. He will get a 5/5. He can get to the 4 mana play if he wants to. But he could probably just tax out one thing. But he's got to sack a creature if I want to tax out my Vein Ripper. So I don't think he's doing that, but what else is he taxing out? Wow, okay. Really? You're going to tax that out? I still think this is lethal. I mean, he can crew his Adagia. I guess he can try to do that. But yeah, again, I still think this is lethal. So we go turn card sideways. Do our thing. There's 2 Vein Rippers out here. Good luck. You're 1. Now you're a dead. Ah, good old Vein Ripper days. GG, we beat the Kavaros. Broly will be proud. Alright, our opponent is Ranks. Ranks 45. Ranks 45 goes first. We got a lot of mill cards and a little bit of Bitter Triumph. They got a Landware Elf turn 1. Yeah, we gotta fight the Landware Elf turn 1, right? That's the play. That's the rub. I do have a Bitter Triumph, so at least I have that going for me next turn. Bristly Bill. And now we gotta worry about the Bristly Bill. Do we kill it? Well, definitely playing this land here. The question is, do we Town Greeter, do we kill the Bristly Bill? If I Town Greeter... I mean, he can't protect the bill, right? So maybe it's better to do that here. Yeah, he's gonna have 4 mana. Definitely will have a protection next turn anyways. He could make a Landware Elf 2/2. It's something he can do if he wants to do that. He didn't, so it's dead. He didn't use his Fable Passage. Okay, he's trying to trigger landfall. Gonna make a lot of artifacts. That's his plan. I mean, I guess not really that good of a plan. Oh, he's red. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Still don't like what's going on here. So let's draw some cards. Not an untapped land, unfortunately. We'll decline so that we can discard 2 cards. If you have untapped land, the game's over. But as it stands, we still have to fight it out. There's Chocobo. There's Traveling Chocobo. You're gonna get double landfall on this. I mean, we'll block. Can I get an untapped land though? No. Cannot get an untapped land. Maybe Town Greeter gives me an untapped land so I can Wail? Yeah, that's about it. I do get an untapped land here, right? I could use this to Wail. So, Wail returns a non-land permanent. I don't know, 14. Okay. So I could return a non-land permanent. I could return a Traveling Chocobo. I don't think I want to return anything else. I could return Zots. No. Return target permanent. Get back in there, you. Play it again if you want. He didn't play it again, and he didn't crack his Evolving Wild that turn. Okay, weird. So crack it out, he gets 1 less. +1/+1 on the Chocobo. Haha! Alright, got him. Got him on a mistake. Still could be dead though. Not out of the woods yet. Okay. Plays another Chocobo. He is gonna get a big board, but our Spider-Man is superior. As long as he doesn't have trample, I think we can do this. Down to 10. 10 is not dead. We're gonna bite your mind. No, not your graveyard. There's a bringer of the last gift. We have brought you some gifts. All your creatures are dead. Hope you had fun. No 4. Return a land. And then we Steamcore Scholar. And then with discard, I would rather not. Let's discard 2 cards. I don't want those Blooming Marsh. And keep 1. I don't want this starting town. Then we'll play the Marsh. And your go. Yeah. Seems unfair, right? You're going to be able to deal 10 damage this turn? I don't think so. A tiny little Hydra. I can live with that. I can live with your tiny little Hydra, because you're at 20 and there's way more than 20 on board. Oh, they're going to try. Okay. If they're going to try, we're going to try them. Turn card sideways. You got a Fog? Better have some Turbo Fog. No, GG. Nice green deck, Mr. Standard Bearer. How about you go -11? GG. Alright, our opponent is Giga Beta. Well, you called yourself that. I guess it's fair, right? Because he is a Giga Beta, the Shuffler or the Arena decided he goes first. I mean, this is a very bad hand, but it is one good card draw away from being a good hand because all the combo pieces are here. And all I need to do is draw the good... this is kind of greedy. And our opponent's going first, so I don't really have interactions. Now, if I mulligan, I might not get a hand as good as those trash. Nah, you know, we mulligan. Of course we mulligan that. Don't be too greedy. This is something we're okay with. Obviously, I don't like this hand, but we can try to make do, right? Terminus? Oh boy. Alright, this is a good draw. This is a good draw. So we will Overlord here. No 4 cards. I think we bring back the Scholar to draw more cards. I would rather have the Kavaros, but, you know, don't get to choose it all, right? Fenrir. Fenrir ramps, pretty good for our opponent. I want to kill Fenrir. I also want to play the Scholar. But I think this turn we kill Fenrir. Because otherwise... Do I care? Actually, I don't care. Next turn I can kill Fenrir and Bitter Triumph if I need to. Well... You can also hardcast the Bringer. It costs 8 mana though. Yeah, not likely that I want to do that. I do have a lot of mana. This is a 4-3. He is ramping like crazy. Okay. I think we could do it again. What if I get a tap land, right? Is there anything I want to play for 1 mana for other colors? I don't think so. And I do get a tap land. We can definitely harness the Terminus now and start using my graveyard. He didn't do that, so he's just going to do the attack. What is he going to exile there? Bringer. That's fair. Alright, do we do the Awaken? I think we do the Awaken. I know Harvester is better, but this also sets us up for a mill. So he doesn't draw cards. Our Overlord is almost life. Eventually we can bring her again. He can sack his food to draw a card though. Alright. We dragged our Awaken to his death. Oof. That's not very fun. I can't really hit the Terminus. I also can't hardcast this. I can Kavaros for... What do I Kavaros for? A Vein Ripper? That's not too bad. Right, we could also get a Steamcore Scholar, but I think the Vein Ripper is scarier. We also get the Overlord here, so we can start doing the mills. It's making a fish. I can kill the fish. I think we kill the fish. Well, if he exiles this... If he exiles this, that is his whole turn. But then he can start bringing stuff back from my graveyard. And I don't really want him to do that. He can definitely cottage me, but I don't really mind it too much. It's a lot of his mana tapped. And I'm not bringing anything back that's important anymore. I already have a Vein Ripper out here. That Terminus is pretty annoying though. I'll give him that. And we actually got to a point where we can hardcast Bringer. I don't know if I want to. He's got 2 Fenrirs. If I just Bringer, it's bringing back his Fenrir. He's looking at the... yeah, he's looking at our warded card. So he's gonna make a fish just so that he can sack the fish to be able to target our Kavaros. That's... I'll take that. It's a lot of cards to spend. And then we'll get it back. So we lose a Vein Ripper, but we get back that, and he's down to 2 cards. Does he have a kill spell on the Overlord? What does he have for 2 mana? Oh, okay. Mr. Kavaros, buddy. I will mill 4 cards. And we'll bring back Mr. Kavaros, buddy. And then we'll do it again. I obviously can't exile that card anymore, but I can exile his Fenrir. I get a 4/4 Fenrir, which will ramp me. Last basic? Wow, okay. That is a lot of mana, I gotta say. Okay, that's all he does. We'll go to our turn. What does he have for 1 mana? Because this is 9 damage, right? What does he have? He's probably gonna Fountain Pour. Do I want Vein Ripper? Do I want Vein Ripper? I think I'd bring back to Kavaros. Let's see what he wants to do, because I think we kill him either way. Cease and Desist. It's going to take out these 2 cards to gain 2 life. There's still 9 damage on board, though. Gotta go to full control mode. Pay 3 life to kill. Do I pay 3 life to kill that? He could always... I think we still do it. He's gonna have to take the cottage to block now. And that lets us kill one of his lands. Now he's at 3. And since he's at 3, I can bring back Steamcore Scholar? It's not as good, right? What do I want to bring back? Another Kavaros? No, definitely not that. Okay, we can bring back Overlord, which is pretty good. Harvester is pretty good. I don't need to ramp anymore. Get a lot more cards. We'll bring back another Kavaros. You're gonna hate my graveyard. I will hate your stuff too. This can intertap. I don't need that mana. I have 2 creatures. He's at 3. Hopefully I get there. Oh no, he does have a lot of blocks now. Fenrir. Alright, we'll break the Fenrir first. He can harness it. He didn't harness it. I think he won't harness as a sorcery. So then we attack. We mill 8 cards. So what do we hit here? I think I just take the Harvester. Oh, he just takes it. Okay, GG. He didn't want to make the... I can't make 2 blocks. Yeah, GG. Graveyard hate? Ha. Alright, our opponent is Madfly. His fly is mad. Well, he's probably mad because I get to go first. Sweet. Alright, we got Starting Town and Watery Graves and Breeding Pools to boot. So, I do like this hand. I will play the Breeding Pool first. Do I? No, I'll play the Watery Grave first. Because I most likely want to Overlord next turn. Swamp. Okay, yeah, we do want to Overlord this turn. Overlord of the Balemurk. 2 Kavaros, okay. We'll bring those back for sure. And now, whatever they play, we can Awaken. And this is a bat. Demon Wall. I could Awaken to kill the Demon Wall. I don't think I will, because I don't care about it. I think instead we will Town Greeter. Yes. So I can take back the Botanic Garden. And play the garden. Now, I actually don't have Wail up for a while, but... oh, that's totally what happens. The Graveyard Hate. The hate train is on. Well, he used it pretty soon, so maybe we can get that going. I definitely should do it right now. Alright, well, it is a Graveyard Hate deck, but we do have stuff that gets around Graveyard Hate just by beating him to death. He does have Annex. There's the Annex. Draws him a card. Okay, good. Kavaros and Honor the Awakened Dead. So we just gotta do it. We gotta break the Annex while we still can. And he'd probably exile our graveyard again, but right now there's nothing in there. Kavaros. What did he exile before? Just okay. Just gonna just trade. Let's mill 3 cards first. And we will discard the Vein Ripper. Do we discard the Vein Ripper? I think I discard a land. I don't need 6 lands. And we'll return. Oh, I cannot return Awakening on our Dead. What am I thinking? Right? It says return target creature. Let's discard a land. Do I just return that same land? Yeah. But I didn't do anything. Okay. Is there anything we can do here? I don't think so. I think I can Wail first, and then see if there's something I want to return, but most likely not, right? Guess we'll just play the Vein Ripper as is. If it gets exiled, it gets exiled. I mean, I don't have to exile it. That's, to be fair. If he makes me sack a creature, I can sack the Overlord. Villainous Wrath. Okay, you can have that. You take the damage. I got Overlord again. I think we just Overlord again. On the impending side, maybe we mill something good. Not really. I could Steamcore Scholar. I could discard a Bringer, right? That's what I want to do. At least I can do this now. Bounce this, discard a card, and I get to look at the top 3 cards and put a card in my hand. Obviously, you can still exile my graveyard, which isn't very fun. Yeah, we take the Vein Ripper. It's probably the most annoying card for him to deal with. But he can still do it. It's exactly 5 mana to make me exile my graveyard and play the Annex. Terminus? Okay, so I think he might not have that. No, he does have it. Still pretty good. And a Ghost Vacuum to boot, huh? Wow. Oh, that was my whole plan. Here's another Vein Ripper. This is just directly just countering my deck, huh? Nice matchmaker. Just, you've been winning too much. How about a direct counter to your deck? How many Vein Rippers do we still have? We got one more. No, wait, hold on. They killed one, right? Yeah, two more. Two more Vein Rippers. That's important. So I can Steamcore Scholar, discard the Vein Ripper, and no, I can't. Not with the Ghost Vacuum out. I don't think he's gonna tap it. Does he have another sack? Ritual Chamber? Okay. Okay. This is important. So with his Ritual Chamber, I think I draw cards first though. Decline to discard 2 cards. Take 2. Also attack, so you take 6. He's down to 2. Alright. We hold back the land. There's nothing extraneous we can do here with the land. And if he goes vacuum his own demon wall, like, sure. But he is at 2. The Annex will kill him if he doesn't have a demon, so he can't Annex here. Are we gonna beat our direct counter? Oh man, that's the hope, right? Well, if our Vein Ripper dies, he also loses 2. Another Ritual Chamber, that's... Alright. What's his plan? Virtue. Take 2. Does this work? I'm not sure if this works. This is a 4-4, right? Alright, I'm gonna do the thing. You're blocked. -2, please. It's a 4-4. Looks like it's dying to a 6-5 Vein Ripper. And you take the 2. GG, you all graveyard hate deck you. Still beat their butts. G to the G. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all of those Awaken the Undead Bringer games, how does this deck feel? I was right. This card is what made the Sultai deck work. We got so much mill, we even got interaction, and then we can get cards back from our graveyard. That's incredibly good for this deck. But coupled with that, Kavaros copying this, giving us infinite cards that, you know, giving us an infinite turn, sort of. That's really great. Well, not infinite turn. Giving us 1 turn kill is what I meant to say, right? Getting Bringer to bring back Vein Ripper is just the end for our opponent, and that is what made this deck ultimately so scary. I don't really know if there's much I want to alter in this deck. It does hit all the strides exactly the moment that we want them to hit, so there's not much I think that needs to be said about what we need to do. Town Greeter is okay, right? I don't think we would change Town Greeter since he mills 4 cards to get us a land, so that's really all we want. But I guess if pressed, if you want to say what is the one card I feel was missing in this deck, I would say it's Cavern of Souls, because a lot of times I feel like I might get countered if I play Kavaros. I gotta play around that. There's no duress in this deck. There's no way to look at our opponent's hand. So maybe it is cutting, a swamp. Probably, 1 or 2 swamps in this deck is probably the best thing to cut, to put in 2 Cavern of Souls, name it on Spider or Human or Hero, whatever the case, right? To make sure that we can get the Kavaro out and win the game on the spot. So that is how I feel about this deck. It is incredibly glass cannon-y, but we got there most games. And honestly, well, okay, it's not fair to call it a glass cannon. It's incredibly sort of finicky because it does rely on the combo a lot. But if our opponent is going too heavily into the sort of the control element to try to exile our graveyards and things like that, well, we just hard slam Vein Ripper and win game that way. The only thing I can see that might make this deck hard to play is a blue-eye control. If they have Rest in Peace along with a lot of removal or exile abilities, Vein Ripper is not going to get us there against blue-white, because they got board wipes, and then they just exile our entire graveyard, and then we don't have anything. So that is one of those matchups that you just can't really beat because they're teched against this deck. But in case anything else, right? We got the life gain, we got the damage dealer, all in one card, and we all remember how good Vein Ripper is. There were so many combos back when Murder Carlos House came out. So this is a very strong deck, a very interesting deck to play because it's that combo deck. That's what I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.